Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and turn on notifications so that you will receive alerts when there are new episodes. Go get it.
Yeah. Listen, success is whatever you make it. If you want to be happy, you want to provide for your family.
Live.
You gotta put that work in, man. You gotta go get
Learn.
it. See, listen, this is what I tell them.
Serve.
I've been grinding for so long, I wake up and chase my goals. I go
Inspire.
out and I go get it. How to go,
You're in the
that's
right
all I know.
place.
I don't
You're
succeed
checking
if I
out
don't breathe.
Chip
Success,
Baker,
what does it
the
mean?
Success
If I
Chronicles.
conquer all my goals, then I'm living out my dream. Dig deep, go out and get it. Success Chronicles. Compete until it's finished. Success Chronicles.
On first down, nice play fake. Bell going up right down the middle, has a man open, caught! Trent Shelton, touchdown Baylor, their first play of the ball game, 67 yards.
And your flaws are perfect for the heart that's meant to love you. Find someone who accepts you for you. Never forget that. I want you to stay beautiful, and I want you to keep practicing that smile. It all starts with you. It's rehab time.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Chip Baker coming to you with another episode of the Success Chronicles. And I am super excited about this one, to share this one with you. We have Trent Shelton with us. He's a motivational speaker, great story. Played football while I was in the NFL. Like I said, motivational speaker, had some things happen in his life and, decided to tell that story, and, it's gotten him to where he is now, but just doing amazing things. And so truly thankful to have him on this episode of the Success Chronicle. So thank you, my man.
Man, appreciate you, Chip, man. Thanks for sharing your platform and allowing me some time to tell my story, man, and hopefully inspire some people.
Well, there it is. Well, let's dig into your story. If you don't
Sure.
mind telling the viewers and listeners like where you're from and kind of track your story up until now.
For sure. Well, I was born in Arkansas, lived there for like a month. So I really don't say like I'm from there. So I lived in Kenner, Louisiana for about 12 years, moved to Texas, Fort Worth, Texas at about, I was about 13 years old, 12 years old, something like that. And played sports my whole life. That was my life, whether it's football, basketball, track, baseball. I was always in sports. I'm the youngest of three boys. So, my two older brothers, I always say they're responsible for my sports success for sure, because, it was always them picking on me. So I always wanted to beat them. And got blessed enough to get a full scholarship to Baylor University. Went there and had a good career, actually a really great career there. From there, I was projected to get drafted, but I didn't, which was kind of a shock to me and kind of a confidence reducer, as I say, man. Because I was really wanting to get drafted, and but I got picked as a high priority free agent to the Indianapolis Colts, and that was in 2007. 2006, they won the Super Bowl, so it was right after they won, and it was cool. I mean, getting to play with some of your heroes, Reggie Wayne, Marvin Harrison, of course, Peyton, and just realizing that I had made it, so made my dream happen. When I got there, man, just to be honest with you, I actually did a podcast yesterday, and I was talking about this. I paid a price to get there, but I feel like once I got there, I fell in love with the perks of it. Just the NFL life. Going out and receiving the treatment. I fell more in love with that than actually putting in the work, because I wasn't there yet. I was on the team, but you got to stay on the team. There's no guarantee. I ended up getting cut from the Colts after the season. And I went to the Seahawks, and, it's the same pretty much thing, getting cut and released during the season, driving back home and going back. And that was kind of my NFL career. In 2009, I got signed with the Redskins. But right before I got signed with them, I would say in February 2009, I hit a dark moment in my life. My son was born in 2008. And that was kind of my wake-up call, because I realized that I was living a life that I wasn't proud of. It wasn't too bad, but it wasn't good enough where if I had a transparency moment with my son as he got older, I wouldn't tell him to follow those footsteps. And so immediately I knew I had to make some changes. I tell people I started to live rehabish, meaning that I wasn't always there, but, it was kind of one foot in, one foot out, but I was progressing in my journey. 2009, before I got signed with the Redskins, I remember being in my room, man, and I just had a moment. It wasn't anything particular that ignited it, but I just remember looking around in my room at the trophies and my posters and just realizing that, man, like, I'm depressed,
Yeah.
I'm really depressed and I don't know what to do with my life. And I feel like it was really a God moment, because in that moment I said I had a choice. I remember telling myself, you can sink or you can swim, but at the end of the day, it starts with you. Where your life goes today, it's on you. And so I decided to say, it's rehab time. And when I started saying rehab time, it wasn't, to be a speaker. It wasn't to, be a motivator. It was just literally those words meant to me putting a strength back into a weakness. It's time to rehab your life, mind, body, and soul. And I would say the motivator for that, it's funny how God uses things, was my workout with the Redskins. Because in the NFL, you have about 3 years to prove yourself. You don't, it's pretty much over. And so I said, I want to be mentally focused, mentally sharp, physically sharp, spiritually on point. And so I let go of everything, changed my friends, went to the gym, watched what I ate, got into my word, went to the workout. I ran the fastest time of my life. I ran a 4.3, and I knew if I ran a 4.3, they were going to sign me. And they signed me, and same thing happened, man. I got down there and was back and forth, practice squad. I got released. But at that moment, I knew that my life was bigger than football. I didn't know what it was, but I just had a piece in my life that there's more to your life. But I was scared, like anybody else that is scared to let go of something that's your identity. The driving force for me letting go is my college roommate, probably 2000, I think it's 11, committed suicide. And that woke me up, man. I mean, going to Anthony's funeral was like this is how life is. Life is not promised. And I made a promise to him, and I still hold that promise to this day. I told Anthony, I said, you know what, man, I'm going to dedicate my life, because I felt guilty. I felt like I wasn't there for him. I felt like I didn't know what he was going through. And I was like, man, like, what type of friend am I? And instead of just holding that guilt, I said, Anthony wouldn't want me to live like this, so I want to keep Anthony alive forever. So I made a decision to dedicate my life to being a voice for people, and being basically an ear for people to listen to. And that started my journey with Rehab Time. I had a speaking engagement in Dallas, Texas, with Dr. Tony Evans' church. His son, Jonathan Evans, is a good friend of mine, played with me at Baylor in Washington. And he asked me to speak at his church, and I didn't want to do it because I was like, man, I'm a football player. I don't want to speak. And he used some techniques to get me there. I always say some man techniques, ask me, am I scared and stuff like that. And so I walked into it, man. And the reason I tell that story is because I was still trying to play arena football, still trying to hold on to it. But it was that night where I spoke on the stage to 5,000 kids for 5 minutes. It wasn't long. And I shared my story. And I realized when I got off that stage that this is what I was created to do. And I stopped playing football completely. I pursued Rehab Time full time, and I didn't have any followers or anything at that point. I didn't know the how at all, but I trusted the who, and I really understood my why. And after that, a few months later, the video started to go viral, and my life changed forever.
It's awesome, man. That's an amazing story. And I say this, all the time. It's crazy how the things that we go through in our life that sometimes we look at as obstacles. It's
Yeah,
crazy how it transforms us into being better.
that's right.
And at the time, I mean, it's just like, weight training. You got to go through some things. You got to go through some pain. Like if you want to get bigger and stronger,
That's right. That's
and
exactly right.
that's life, and when you can get, I think when we can get to a point in our lives to where we embrace the discomfort,
Yeah.
where we get excited about, hey, put the headphones on, let's go to work,
Yeah. Yes,
when
sir.
we get that mindset, I think it truly helps us in our life because we can defeat anything, but then also we have a growth mindset and we'll continue to grow.
That's exactly right, man. 100% correct on point.
Yeah. So what's your definition of success?
My definition of success would be would be freedom in my life. And what I mean by that, I don't mean financially free. That's I always say that's a bonus. That's cool if it's there. But freedom to be able to be who I was created to be, number one. Freedom to be comfortable in my own skin, and freedom to uh, especially be the husband and father and servant, to the world, but the husband and father to my family. And I always tell people, man, one of my biggest, quote unquote perks of, working hard and, staying committed to my mission is that, I'm able to, be there. I'm able to take my daughter to school. I'm able to take my son to school. I'm able to coach my kid. I'm able to have lunch with my wife, and things like that. And so that, man, is the freedom that I love, and I tell everybody else, like, all the perks, all the stuff that, a lot of people are after, whether it be status and followers, like, those things don't matter, man. But to be able to be there for my family, and also people, is just, that's what I think success is for me, and having that peace in my soul, every single day I wake up, that I'm doing the right thing.
That's I'm trying to figure out how to describe that and say that, but I guess one word, and you said it too. I guess one word that comes to mind is peace.
Yeah,
I think when you can live a life where, like you said, you have the freedoms to do those things that make you happy.
yeah,
But
exactly.
other than that, it makes the people that you love happy. Uh,
Big time.
Man, it
Big time.
gives you. I think it gives you an amazing peace, and it's infectious.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
like you gotta have it. Like that smile. When you were talking about your son, like I coach football.
yeah,
During the season, we put in a lot of hours, and some days, I'll go 3-4 days without seeing my son awake. In
yeah,
the season, and people don't know that the sacrifices you make. But once the season was over for us, unfortunately, I surprised my son to pick him up from school, right?
yeah,
you know, and it's just that feeling, man. I pull up, and I see him, like he see me in the truck, and that he's trying to not smile,
yeah,
like you know, he's trying to be cool about it, right? But he's got that kind of, yeah, this is cool,
yeah, exactly.
and just that peace, man. That, just like you explained, just to be able to do those things, it's truly amazing.
Yeah, and you show up better. I just feel like you show up better in life, man, when you have peace. Like you said, you're smiling, you're
Yeah,
happy. You have joy, and you're a better you for everybody around you. That needs you to be. So I love that about what I do, and being able to live, being able to know I'm living like what I was created to do. I think that's the greatest feeling in the world, for sure.
that's good, man. Well, if you don't mind, tell our viewers and listeners where they can go follow you and check you out.
For sure. You can follow me on any social site. Well, I'll just say Instagram. It's Trent Shelton. On Facebook, it's you can put in Trent Shelton, I'll pop up, or you can put facebook.com like Trent Shelton, and then on Snapchat, it's RehabTime on there. So RehabTime on Snapchat.
Well, good,
And
man.
YouTube,
Again,
Trent Shelton too. So
okay,
yeah,
YouTube Trent Shelton. I don't know if you
yep,
guys heard that, but YouTube Trent Shelton. But man, again, thank you so much for taking the time to interview with the Success Chronicles. Truly appreciate your time, and lots of good nuggets that uh, the audience can take from it and use to have rehab time in their life.
man. Thanks, Chip. I appreciate you. I appreciate you for what you do, man. We need more servants out there like you, and more people shedding positive light on the world, man. So I appreciate you.
Thank you, man. It's truly a blessing, and I'm honored to be able to do it, to learn and share those stories.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, thank you guys for checking out this episode. We'll see you next time. God bless. Go get it.